Okay. So, as you guys know, I'm a nurse practitioner and I got into being a nurse because I care about people. I I want to help people. I want people to be healthy and to live a long life. And as you guys know, I love Jesus. And so I want that plays into my story of wanting people to live their best life, right? For Jesus. And so my sister Sandy introduced me to Life Vantage, and it's been life changing. And so, what I love about Life Vantage is that everything we do, all of our products are natural. There's nothing artificial. There's no artificial sweeteners. There's no artificial colors. It's all natural, and it's all about activating your body to produce what it needs because God made our bodies to heal themselves. And so this is a perfect it's just perfect synergy with me. So I want to take a moment to introduce Andrea Ebert. She is my friend. She is our fearless leader. She's a wife. She's a mother of eight. She's an activation coach and she's been that for 6.5 years. And she is a LifeVantage executive. So she has a strong faith in God, a deep belief that He provides all answers if we seek Him. She is passionate about root cause healing. That really ministers to me. She inspires others to live life with perfect purpose and to its fullest. So, as you can tell, that's just perfect synergy. We build great synergy together. So she is on the Pacific Coast today, and she may have some spotty internet, but we're going to get through this. And so I thank you for being here. And I'm going to monitor the chat. So if you can put yourself on mute, but if you have questions, put your questions in the mute. I mean, put your questions in the chat, and I will begin. I'll make sure that I write them down, and we'll talk. We'll have a question and answering time after Andrea gets done.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Andrea, I'm going to turn it over to you.
I love this. And Janet, thank you so much for bringing us all together this morning. You are making such an impact. And truly, when you hear the information we're going to share tonight, it really truly is mind-blowing. And it goes back to our creator and how he designed things and how there's an answer for everything. I really believe the body is designed to heal itself. And so we're going to be diving into something way more than supplementation. Maybe that's what some of you are expecting us to talk about, like a really good supplement today. And really, we're kind of in a field of our own here. And where the two camps that exist right now are your conventional medicine, where you go to your doctor, he's going to prescribe, a medication, or he's going to diagnose you, he's going to prescribe a medication, he's going to up your medication as your symptoms increase and get worse, and then they're going to take out body parts. You would not believe how many people I speak to are missing a bladder, don't have breasts, don't have intestines, don't have a colon, don't have a uterus, don't have whatever part of their body. It blows my mind and it breaks my heart because the body is designed to heal itself, and modern medicine doesn't operate that way at all. On the other side of the spectrum, you have supplementation, which is filling holes and gaps in our nutrition, which can be important today, but it's not powerful enough to help the body heal given our toxic environment that we have today. And we'll go into that in just a little bit. But what we're doing at the activation companies, we're actually taking combination of herbs in a very, very low dosage, sorry, with a synergy that turns on these incredible miraculous healing pathways in the body, these cellular healing systems that already exist in our body. And when we turn them on to do and work the way they were designed to do before, like we were bombarded and it was shut down, where our bodies are really able to come back and we see the most extraordinary things. We probably only have about a half an hour presentation today, but I will probably refer you to like, go watch this video, go watch this video, go watch this testimony. So it is super, super powerful. I just actually did an interview with a woman who owns a senior care home. I interviewed her yesterday morning, and you guys, it was incredible to see people coming into her place to die, on hospice and then living another 6 years with vitality. She talks about the death experience being completely different when you're activated because the body is not inflamed and in terrible pain. She talks about them singing as they're dying. Because that is how the body is meant to be. We're not meant to be sick like we are today. Our last years are not meant to be unbearable and so painful for our loved ones to see. We're actually supposed to just, be climbing mountains and walking and living life until the moment we die and we go to sleep. So it's a brilliant interview to really understand what activation can do for a body, even a body that is starting this at 80 years old and 90 years old, right? So our concept is we take it to make it. We take our NRF2 activator, our synergy of 5 herbs, to make antioxidants, right? We take our NRF1 pill to make our mitochondria. We take the NAD to create cell autophagy. We take our collagen to make collagen. And really, that's why we're so different than anything else you're going to come across out there. We are the activation company. So we have to look around. Why are we feeling so bad? We just talked about like we should be in health and vitality, and yet disease is on the rise, even though we have supplements galore on one side, right? And on the other side, we have hospitals in every city. We have, prescription pharmacies everywhere. Almost every intersection has a pharmacy, and yet we're just sick. We're not being helped at all. Our statistics are really, really dire. We have like 1 in 2 women will get cancer. 1 in 3 men get cancer. 1 in 8 couples experience infertility. Secondary infertility is on the rise. Men's testosterone levels are at an all-time low. Same thing with women's progesterone. The estrogen is out of control, out of whack. We have 50% of our population is either diabetic or pre-diabetic right now. 54% of children, and this is the future of America, 54% of them have a chronic or autoimmune disease. Autism used to be 1 in every 10,000 children. Today, it's 1 in 20 boys has autism. In California, 1 in every 12 boys has autism. I mean, it actually makes me want to cry. I'm the mother of 8, and these children should have nothing wrong with them. They should be healthy weights. They should be active. They should be fit. They should be running around like children, and that's not the case today. And it just the statistics get worse and worse and worse. How many people do you know with an autoimmune, a thyroid issue, chronic anxiety, right? Maybe they have migraines. The truth is, we live in a hijacked environment, and we've gotten so used to living on planet Earth that we don't really even think about these things as being harmful. We don't think of food dyes as harmful. We don't think of our sad American diet with sugars and sodas and processed food and ingredients we can't even pronounce. We don't even think of them as being, toxic at all, but they are. They're so damaging to our body. We have, since the Industrial Revolution over 200 years ago, we have over 200 chronic and autoimmune diseases. No, sorry. We have over 80,000 toxic chemicals introduced into our society, right? 80,000. Just one of those is glyphosate. And that alone wreaks havoc on the gut, the microbiome. That's why people are gluten intolerant. It's not the wheat. God made wheat. He's the bread of life. We always hear about the bread in scripture. There's nothing wrong with the bread. It's what we've done to the bread, right? So bread is beautiful. We should be eating that, sourdough, all kinds of good stuff, but yet it's harmful to our body today. So we look at garden. If we're not sourcing our vegetables, first of all, the minerals depleted, but then they're spraying these herbicides and pesticides on them. The people who spray, they actually need a hazmat suit to take care of the vegetables in the garden. And we don't think about that, right? But the vegetables we're eating that we think are doing something good for our body are actually depleting us even more than they're adding to us, right? And then we just have our stressful lifestyle, EMFs, fuel emissions, even exercise will add to the free radicals in our body. There should be a healthy balance. And then we have the pharmaceutical drugs, right? How many people do you know that are on a medication? So many people are on at least one medication. Some people are on 17. I met a lady who was on 40 prescriptions. I didn't believe her. When I hear these stories, I'm like, that can't be. And I make them repeat themselves, and they do, and I still can't believe it. But after 6 years of doing this and talking to people, I'm like, holy cow, people are on all these medications. Guess what? They're on birth control. They're on all these things that are destroying the body. And guess where that's going? That's going into our water. It's It's going into our water system. And guess what? We cannot get it out of our water system. Right? So we are really living on a like a really sad planet. And then we look at the fish in the water and the male fish are having eggs or produce they're, with too much estrogen, with the plastics and all the things that go in the water. So this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. And every day we build up 6 trillion free radicals. That is a 10 with 21 zeros behind it. That's how many free radicals we build up every single day. The number is astronomical. And this, my friends, right here is the root cause of disease. This free radical damage. We call it oxidative stress. That's another word for free radical damage. Oxidative stress, if we were to, look at this apple example here, you cut the apple and you put this, oops, let me go back. What did I do? My screen. Sorry, guys, I just lost my PowerPoint. And we were on a roll too. Let me stop share and pull it up again. But I'm going to talk about that apple example. The apple example, oops, where is it?
I can jump in and talk about that while you're doing that, Andrea. The
Perfect.
apple example is when you cut that apple and the oxygen gets to that apple, it turns it brown. That's oxidative stress in our cells. So that's what our cells look like. And as Andrea was talking about all the free radicals, the paradox of breathing oxygen every day is that the byproduct is free radicals. How crazy is that? So just by breathing oxygen, you have free radicals that if you don't deal with that, it will lead to oxidative stress and inflammation and then disease.
Perfect.
Okay,
Can you see my screen now?
I can see it.
Perfect. So I have the screen up, but I can't see your beautiful faces. So I'm so sorry. But yes, that was perfect, Janet. That is an example of oxidative stress, right? And this is even just from being exposed to this atmosphere, we oxidize, right? It's just dramatically quantified given our environment. And the cure for this is that antioxidant. So if we were to squeeze lemon juice on this, and I apologize, Janet, if you already covered this, but that would actually stop the browning process on the apple, right? If you were like to put out apples for everyone, you don't want them to be ugly when you put out your little appetizer, you would squeeze lemon juice and it would stop the browning. It would look beautiful, right? If you didn't know that, now you know. So it'll be good. But now we know that the antioxidant is the cure for oxidative stress. We need antioxidants. That's why we hear how important it is to have antioxidants in our body, right? However, we're going to learn that the antioxidants that we consume are not enough. They're not enough. Before it ever breaks down in disease, let me go like this real quick. Janet, if I freeze up at all because I can't see you, feel free to let me know. Oops, I lost it again. Sorry, guys.
Okay, will do.
I'm so worried about my screen not sharing. This is real life. This is real life. Let me go to share again. Go here. But that oxidative stress, that is the root cause of over 200 different diseases. And we're going to show you it's not just us saying that. It is literally, it is proven. If you go to pubmed.gov, that's the National Database for Scientific and Medical Research, right? And it used to be that there was like 5,000 studies linking oxidative stress to disease, literally any disease. That number has grown and grown and grown and grown year after year after year, that today it's past 365,000. 6 months ago, when I did this presentation, it was like at 318,000. All the study, all the peer review, this is the creme de la creme of scientific and medical research, is moving in the direction showing that all disease at the root cause, at the cellular level, is the same thing. So what happens is when we get all those free radicals in our body, right? The sextillion free radicals building up every single day, we start to, have migraines, have mood disorder. Maybe we don't have a lot of energy and it's little things at first. Maybe we have a skin disorder. Maybe we have allergies, just these kind of like little things. but then they grow, they get deeper as that free radical builds up, and eventually it will express itself as disease. But each one of us are so different with our our DNA and our genetic makeup and how our body works and whether we have genetic mutations or not, that um that we express disease in a different way. So for one of us, it could look like infertility. For another one, it can express in our joints and look like arthritis. For another one, it can express in our kidneys. It can be in our multi-organs. It can be in our eyes and look like, macular degeneration. It could be in our immune system and look like an autoimmune or send us into a fight or flight mode in a stress state. But actually, it's all the same thing, which I love this. I love this so much because it makes disease not a mystery and not scary, right? We just have to put out the free radicals. And I want to show you more that this is where real science is taking us today. So this is Dr. Casey Means. She kind of like became somewhat famous or well known when she was interviewed by Tucker Carlson. So she is a surgeon, a specialized surgeon who completely left her career. She walked away from her career because she was like, you know what? We're not helping people. We're not curing people at all. In fact, all my patients that I'm operating on, they're all on a bucket load of medications. Nobody's getting better. The person I'm operating, she operated in the nasal passageway, but that same patient was seeing a heart specialist for a heart condition and a skin person for a skin disorder they had and another person for their diabetes. And she's like, what is this all about? So she left her career, she went down the rabbit hole of what is the root cause of disease. And basically, her book, Good Energy, is saying everything we're going to tell you about today in our presentation. Same thing. She says, what if depression? And I love this too, because all these things previously, I would have never, ever, ever connected. You would just see a different specialist and get a different medication for them, right? For erectile dysfunction and type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, infertility, all those things. She's like, what if they're connected to the root cause? And she said, the truth is they are. And our ability to prevent and reverse these conditions and feel incredible now is under our control and simpler than we think. So that's really what we're going to get into with activation, right? We're not relying on supplements. We're relying on turning back those metabolic systems inside of our body so that they work again. And then we can really get a hold of disease and really put out those fires. The really cool thing is this company, LifeVantage, we've been talking about this for 20 years. We were so far ahead of the game. In fact, we were not in direct sales at that time. We actually moved into direct sales after 5 years because it was so far ahead of its time. It needed people to educate. It needed an army of voices to tell their neighbor what we have our hands on and educate them about activation because it's completely a pioneer field of its own. So this was in 2005, this small biotech company published a study, and their study said that they reduced oxidative stress in everyone. Doesn't matter, a dog, a dolphin, any mammal, humans, 80-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and everybody by an average of 40% in 30 days. And at the time, they were beginning to understand the significance of that, of oxidative stress. It's the root cause of aging and disease. And so ABC went in there, and some of you guys may remember the ABC investigative reports. They weren't there to like highlight you and put the spotlight on you. They were there to expose you. And it was not a good thing. Like you don't really want ABC to come in and do an investigative report on you. They did. They sent John Quinones in, and he had his T-bar levels checked. It's a blood test that checks oxidative stress levels. And he only gave it 2 weeks. He didn't even give it the full 30 days, right? And in 2 weeks, his oxidative stress levels were reduced by 45%. Dr. Joe McCord says in that ABC investigative report that you can still see today, he says your oxidative stress levels right now are pretty much what we would expect to find in a newborn baby. That's how reduced they were in just 30 days, right? So you can see that like if you are maintaining this, activating this pathway that should be working always, you'll kind of stay where that blue line is. Without it, you kind of rise with that trajectory. You'll start breaking down your body and eventually run into a disease state. So this is really so significant. It's so fascinating. In fact, the study that they were investigating actually said that after the initial study, they could not tell the difference between the blood of a 20-year-old and the blood of an 80-year-old when they were on this Protandim Nrf2, this 5 herbs, for 30 days. So this is extremely significant. They did not have the infrastructure to get this out, right? They were just this small little company. They did not expect this overnight, success. And Sorry, I'm looking at the clouds here and I'm outside and the rain is like starting to come down. But that if sorry, let me go back. They didn't have the infrastructure to get this out. And so sorry, baby, don't do that because I'm afraid of losing internet. They didn't have the infrastructure to get it out. But all these institutions that you're seeing in front of you, they saw that investigative report on TV and they were like, holy cow, we're going to study it. So they took that little pill from our company on their own dime, spent hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to research this little yellow pill that's just $50 a bottle, right? And post a study. So there's actually 28 independent peer-reviewed studies published on PubMed.gov on this flagship product. And this is places like Johns Hopkins, American Heart Association, Institute of Aging, National Institute of Health, Harvard. I mean, this is insane. So just to kind of, and the reason I'm kind of taking a moment to marinate on this is because this does not happen for an all-natural patented product. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. If you go to PubMed.gov and look for a natural patented product, you won't really find anything. If you find one, it's a unicorn. It's amazing. That's incredible. This one has 28 independent peer review studies to show you that like the science is incredible on what this little pill does. And even like one of these studies that proves that this is the only natural product that's clinically proven to extend life by 7% in the study that they did. One of the studies, Washington State University says NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative medical breakthrough in the history of medicine. So very, very powerful news. But what is it? It's literally 5 herbs. And so people will look at this and they'll say, I take all those herbs, Andrea. That's cute. That's great. I know about Ayurvedic herbs. I know that these things are all good. I know turmeric or curcumin help with inflammation. I take it for inflammation. I take ashwagandha for my mood, right? Here's the important differentiating factor. We are not supplementing. We are not using these herbs as a supplement. In fact, they're very microscopic doses. They're very just the teeniest amounts, right? But it's the synergy of the 5 in the way it's put together that has the power to switch on this NRF2 pathway in the body. And when that pathway is working again the way it should be, we're making glutathione. It increases glutathione by 300%, another antioxidant that the body makes by 40%, and another one, SOD, by 30%. So that is incredible. And then we know what it does. It reduces the oxidative stress. So remember that we said the cure, so to speak, for oxidative stress is an antioxidant. Well, here's the difference. There's 2 kinds of antioxidants. There's the exogenous antioxidant. That's the one that we supplement. That's your goji berry, your vitamin C, your vitamin E, your smoothies, your juicing, all that good stuff, right? Even your carrots, all those things. Your exogenous antioxidants. Then you have your endogenous antioxidant. Endogenous means that's the one your body makes. The ones that we consume fight the free radicals on a 1-to-1 scale, 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. The endogenous fight the free radicals on a 1,000,000-to-1 scale, 1,000,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1, every second of the day, 60 seconds a minute, 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's how powerful the body is. And listen, we're not forcing this process on the body. That's what a drug does. And every time you force a process on the body, you're going to have a negative side effect. That's why every medication is going to have a negative side effect attached to it. This is not that at all. What this is turning on what the body is supposed to be doing. It's the natural process in our body, and it is quite miraculous. So in the one example, we have like an example of what a supplement would look like. If you had a cancer, this is why people say supplements don't work. Because if your house is on fire, this is the analogy, but maybe your body has cancer, your body has an awful disease that the doctor can't even put a name to it, right? Your house is on fire. And this guy throwing the buckets of water is like throwing your supplements. Here, take this, take this, take this. And it's kind of random and kind of a guessing game. And, and he's all on his own. In the other picture, you have a team. So when the NRF2 pathway is activated, you have a whole cellular team come together, right, in the body. They have a powerful, powerful hose. That is the antioxidants that the body makes, right? And they go directly to the source of the fire and they put it out. How intelligent is that? Like the body knows where the cancer spring. It knows where the root cause is, and it knows where to send those antioxidants to put that out. So again, just another visualization. This is activating it with Protandim NRF2, and these are your antioxidants that you would consume, right? we continue to push the envelope with what can we activate in the body. This is where the changes are actually taking place, actually happening. Um, And so we have developed a Protandim line. The first one is our flagship product. That is the Protandim NRF2, the one that reduces oxidative stress. But after that, we created an activator to turn on the mitochondria of the body, the powerhouse of the cell. And the third one is NAD. And these are all activators, they're not supplements. And this one is turning on your cell autophagy. So it increases sirtuins by 100% in 24 hours. That may not mean a lot to you, but I'll give you a visual in the next slide so it makes a little more sense. But we are not working with symptoms in the body and treating them. We're working with the systems and switching them on with nutrigenomics, with the synergy of herbs. And so I guess I don't have my example here, but an example of the NRF1 for the mitochondria, right? If we take the house analogy, it would be like a house renovation. So picture like this old grungy kitchen, right? And you want a new kitchen, state of the art, beautiful new oven, beautiful cabinets, right? You want to restore it just like we want to rebuild and restore our body, the kidneys, the heart. We want it all new. That is your NRF1, right? However, here's the deal. You always pair the NRF1 with the NRF2 because just how when you're doing a house restoration, you're going to have like debris and some sort of chaos as they're moving furniture out and painting and you know the chaos of what it would look like to have a home renovation. That's what's kind of happening when you're building your NRF1, and it does create some more oxidative stress. So you need that NRF2 to be there to take out the trash as the NRF1 is building you a new body. And then the cell autophagy, the sirtuin, the last one, what that one does is that goes in there and it removes everything that is no longer serving your body. So if it can't restore it and revive it, it gets rid of it. It takes out the trash of your body. And that trash is like your cancer genes, whatever is not serving you, it gets it out of the body. It's super powerful and extremely anti-aging. Now, these three come together in a packet. You can buy either the bottles or a sachet that comes with all the pills. And together, they're called the Tri-Synergizer. So if you take them all three at once, I love, 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 love this. I'm 43. My husband just turned 56, and we take this every day, and it makes our bodies feel like we're in our 20s. It's incredible. It makes you feel alert, focused. It's incredible. And then we take it primarily for prevention. But I have seen it do the most incredible things. I'll tell you two stories just with these three together. Two people I've helped personally. One of them was he was doing things natural for his health. He's really on a natural path, very fit. But he had been exposed to Agent Orange in the Vietnam War. And so he reached out to me because even though he was doing everything natural, he's like, I don't need your supplements, Andrea. I'm like, they're not supplements. But then he got a mass, like a mango-sized mass in his lungs. Yes, like a tumor in his lungs, the size of a mango. And in 4 months of taking these three right here, it was completely gone. Completely gone. So this, I mean, the only thing he added different was this. He wasn't on any medications. He was continuing doing the healthy lifestyle he had come to learn to live, but he added this in, and this got rid of it in 4 months. Now, I can't tell you this does that for everybody. I do not know what is going to happen to your body when it's activated. I don't know. I just know that the science is there. I know it works in everyone. I know it's going to restore your mitochondria. I know it's going to activate the antioxidants in your body. I know the cell autophagy is going to start to happen, but I don't know what that's going to look like. So it's a little bit of a faith walk and trusting. It's trusting God, it's trusting the process, and it's helping a friend and saying, look, here's the science. Let's see what happens to your body when it's working again, right? So we are often mind blown when we hear the stories from people, right? Because I don't really necessarily know what's going to happen. Then I had another friend, and she was in a car accident 14 years ago, 16 years ago now. She was hit by a drunk driver, T-boned. Her spine was torn, and she lived in chronic debilitating pain in bed 20 hours a day for those 14 years. She was a woman of extreme determination. Sorry? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna press mute. She was living in this debilitating pain, right? And she got on this Tri-Synergizer. And after 1 year, completely pain-free. This was a girl that was told, like, you got it, your body's deteriorating, you're not moving, right? And so it just kept getting worse and worse. But they would tell her, okay, so you need to exercise. But every time she would try to exercise, try to move her body, it would send her into more chronic inflammation. This is someone who was also seeing chiropractors, natural health doctors,
Is
trying
to
to
find.
avoid. Janet, maybe you can mute. Can you mute people as
Yes.
perfect?
Yeah.
Um, that was her story. And so I told her about activation, really not knowing how it could help. 1 year completely pain-free. Completely pain-free. She exercises now. She's been 2 years pain-free on this medication. She had a baby after being activated. And the really cool thing is it's her first baby born without a tongue tie or lip tie. All she has four other children. And those children all had the genetic mutation. So they had a tongue tie, lip tie, needed surgery afterwards, right? This baby did not have that. The other last two pregnancies she had before activation, she needed progesterone injections in her body twice a week for the whole entirety of the pregnancy, just to keep the pregnancy so she wouldn't lose the baby. After activation, her body made progesterone again, and she did not need it for the last baby. And there's so many stories. She has stories of her children being allergic to 99 things. What her oldest daughter. She's down to two or three, and they're not anaphylactic, life-threatening allergies. So what we have here, you guys, is truly powerful. I can go on and on with all the stories I've heard over the years, but it's just the power of turning on the body to heal itself. And this is our collagen. You can see like the amazing results on the outside. That's our friend Betty. That's her before picture. This is her 90-day picture. This is her 5-month picture. And then you see her 11-month photo. Below, you see some other incredible photos of complexion. This girl was on Modere collagen for 2 years and then had a complete change inside her body as well as on the outside with our activated liquid collagen. So what makes it different is it is not as, I mean, it does supplement. It has three parts to it. It is an activator because all of our main products are activators. They're turning on the body. So this one actually gets your body to make its own collagen again. You're making it again. Now, collagen isn't about hair, skin, and nails. I kind of would always think about that when I thought about collagen before. Collagen is so much more. Collagen actually keeps our arteries plump and allows things to move. It's so vital to our brain and all the organs in our body. So it's so much more than we ever thought it was. And we make it again when we activate it. And this is a delicious bottle. If you're in Janet's area, she can give you a sample. It is delicious. It comes in 30 of these little bottles. So for a month's supply, you take one little bottle a day. It's delicious. It tastes amazing. But what I really love about this is it activates, it supplements. So it provides 10 different collagen peptides. It's marine based because that's the best source of collagen peptides. And then we have antioxidants to maintain collagen so we don't continue to lose it as we age. What I love about this collagen and what is so healing about the collagen is, remember the antioxidants, how important they are. This one activates two antioxidants in our body. It increases SOD 27 times. So it's 2,700%. And that is a antioxidant that just goes through your body and gobbles up free radicals. So this collagen is incredible. Just, if you want the hair, skin, and nails thing, yes. But it is incredible if you have a disease like Parkinson's or something like that. It is incredible for the brain. It's incredible for the body. I had 3 puppies with parvo. We breed dogs. And all 3 of them, I gave them this collagen. I put it in tubes in their bodies because it's so healing for the gut. And parvo is a disease of the gut where the dogs pretty much die of chronic diarrhea. So in desperation with this limp puppy, I put collagen inside of his body. And the next day he was a different puppy. I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to live. And then he just got better and better and better. So all 3, one of them was the worst because he got it first and we didn't catch it fast enough. So he was the one that was like limp and dying. The other 2 were not doing well, but not as terrible. So we just gave them all the collagen and the Nerf too, because remember, it works in animals too. And you guys, they're all alive. They're thriving. We kept the puppy, one of the puppies. One of our other friends bought the one that was dying, and they're thriving. They're absolutely thriving. Now, if I told that to a vet, and there was a vet at one of our presentations, she was like, "Wow," because for a puppy to live with parvo, not without any intervention, like paying thousands of dollars at a vet, is like dire. The statistics are like, I think it's like 5%. And then the chance that all 3 of them lives is like 0.05% chance. So that's just to show you the collagen. Again, I can go on and on. All of our products have a synergy when you take them together. So those three blue bottles have a further synergy when you put them together. So they actually reduce oxidative stress by 78% in the first 30 days with the three blue bottles. When you pair Protandim NRF2 with the collagen, it actually has a synergy, and there's scientific studies on the website. Janet can I'm just going to wait. Oh, my internet's back. Good. Okay. So Janet can share with you the studies, but this one will actually take the body out of the fight or flight mode and out of an autoimmune place. So if you know someone with an autoimmune, this synergy right here, these two are amazing. They're really great to get them started on. We also have a GLP-1 product. I'm sure you guys have all heard GLP-1 everywhere. I was in California in the wintertime, and we just saw ads everywhere for these injections that people are putting in their stomach. It initially started out as a diabetic medication, and then it quickly went into weight loss area. So it's just become a craze. But again, it's a drug, and it has very, very, very negative side effects because it's forcing a process onto the body. In fact, there's a lawsuit right now that is just an astronomical lawsuit because people have gone blind on this product. Their kidneys have shut down on this product. You name it, it's happened, right? What we did is we said, well, the body makes GLP-1, it makes it in the lower intestinal tract. So why don't we get some of our herbs together, create a synergy, and turn the body back on to make it again? And that's what we did. We have a synergy. It's a two-part synergy that turns the GLP-1 hormone back on in the body the way it's supposed to be. It increases it 200%, right? And there's no harmful side effects. It's the cost, no outrageous cost. It decreases the visceral fat in the body by 27%. That's the toxic fat that hangs around your organs and liver that slowly kills you. It gets rid of that. And there is no muscle loss and no muscle loss and no bone loss. So actually, when you see elderly people break their bones, it's because their body is so hungry for nutrients, it will suck it out of the bones. Or if you take a medication like that, it will suck it out of the bones, it will suck it out of the muscle. As you age, you need your bones to be strong and you need your muscles to be strong, right? This product, some people it's weird. You'll see some before and after pictures where people are clearly smaller, tighter, more toned, but they've maintained their weight. And it's because their bones are stronger, their muscle is stronger. So this is an exceptional product. We see some really great weight loss statistics as well. But GLP-1 is way more than just weight loss, and we really want our people to think more about it. It's about the gut-brain connection. It also gets us away from that toxic dieting culture that we're always chasing the next fad, another diet. This one just gives you a really good relationship because the brain is communicating with the gut. Your body is going to say, "Oh no, I don't want a brownie for breakfast. That's not what my body wants," because your brain is now in charge, right? Not your emotions. We're not emotionally eating. We're not hijacked anymore. We're not, eating out of just all the things that we do. It's amazing to me how much food noise we have or the constant cravings we have. Like now I'm craving sugar. Now I want something sweet. Now I want something chocolatey. Now I want something salty and crunchy, right? And we also live in a world that they have food scientists and it's their full-time job to make us addicted to food. It literally is. There's something in the McDonald's French fries that if you go get McDonald's French fries, you're going to be thinking about that all week. You'll be like, I want to go back there and get some more fries. Those fries were good. That's not normal. It's not normal, but they have scientists who design us to be addicted to food. But this GLP-1 is so good for every single organ in our body, especially the brain. There was even a study on how GLP-1 is so good for Alzheimer's, like in reversing Alzheimer's disease. So this is a natural option that doesn't mess up your kidneys or make you go blind or anything crazy. And again, no negative side effects with any of our products. We're just turning on the body to do what it was designed to do. The last product I want to talk about, you're probably wondering how long this is going to go on. I should have told you there were 6 main activators, is Axio. This is an incredible drink. It's a nootropic drink, so it feeds the brain. This is the one product we have that you're going to feel instantly. Like you're going to take that drink and you're going to be like, oh, hello, I'm awake, I'm alert. It gives you focus, stamina, concentration, energy. It helps the neural pathways connect in your brain. It helps any inflammation go away. This is so good for just busy moms, busy workers. It's good for school children. It's good for anyone on the spectrum, any ADHD, to sort of calm the brain and put it back in the driver's seat. And then we have a chiropractor who is just like we call him Axio Guy because he has had so many children he works with. Actually, he works with several children on the spectrum, and he wasn't able to have the breakthrough until he introduced activation. And he has the most remarkable stories. But this is one of the children who went to his practice. And this is just 1 week of being on Nerf 2 and Axio, the drink, that this child's handwriting, the penmanship is more straight, it's more aligned. It's like you can see the writing is darker, like he's compressed it a little bit more, and there's no spelling mistakes. And this is just in 1 week. This is what happens when your brain is like, oh, hello, I'm here, I'm working again. And we just love this drink. It's really, really amazing. Now, if you go to the website, if this has like got you excited, you go to the website, there are more products in there. Like we have a really clean omega. So some of these are like supplements. Always we activate first. That is always, always what we do for optimal health. Get those systems in the body working. And then if you need targeted supplementation after that, then we have that available. We have like a D3, we have AM and PM vitamin and mineral set for the circadian rhythm to support that. So you take a set in the morning and a set in the PM, and it's really great. Daily Wellness is bioavailable, extraordinary. It's again a combination working in a synergy. But I take this, in the wintertime, or if there's no sunshine and we're feeling the funk, this is what I give to my kids. So we only take it a few times a year or as we need it. It's not a daily product for us, but it is exceptional. And then we have a skincare line, and that actually developed organically because one of those studies, it was LSU, they did a study on Nerf 2, our main blue bottle, and they showed that it had significant improvements with melanoma skin cancer. And so they developed the skincare line. So all of this to say, there's so much here with activation. And what I love is we're not guessing. We are just going down again to the systems of the body and letting it go. Now, if you are someone that is like, okay, I'm wanting to get this in my body, we have targeted stacks and bundles that you can look at the website. So everything can come bundled together and it's a lower cost. So you can buy the 3 blue bottles together, or you can buy the Nerf 2 with the collagen, and they're all going to be cheaper than buying them separately. Or you can pair the Nerf 2 and the Axio, right? So Janet will help you design something for you. But maybe you're thinking about, okay, my mom needs this, my dad needs this, my best friend has got to hear about this, right? Thinking about friend that is maybe going to have their intestines taken out next week or something, or they're dealing with something and you're thinking about this. I also want to invite you to look at the business opportunity. It is the most beautiful business I could ever think to do because it's so in alignment with my faith and my core beliefs. And we really truly impact lives, change lives, and we do it revolving around a community that's there to support and help one another. And the income side is really, it's really promising as well. And so there is an affiliate side to this. So if you just wanted to share with some friends, maybe get your products paid for, that's one way to do it. Or you can go out there and you can share it with a lot of people and eventually build a team. So I have a team all over the country. Yeah, all over the country. And I have, a team member in Australia. I've got a team member in Canada and in Ireland and in Mexico, and it just happens organically. You just trust the process. It's just about getting this information in front of one person and then another person and then another person. And before you know it, it just really takes on a life of itself. It's kind of like starting with the 12 apostles, Jesus, 12 apostles, and then it goes on into a whole, Christian community. So there is a beautiful, you know, income with that as well. And if you're interested in learning more about that, reach back out to Janet and myself, and we'll share those details with you. We'll share with you how our team works. We'll share with you the income potential. My family, just to give you an example, my husband was an executive chef. We have 8 children. And we had 5 children at the time, and we had no retirement plans at all. Like we didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't have any debt. We paid off our cars, but we didn't have any retirement plan. It was going to kind of be work till we die. And so we were looking for a network marketing company to join. And so we looked at everything. And I was like, I don't know if there is the best one. We were looking for the best thing to join. My husband is a chef. He's worked at some of the best restaurants in the world. We met at a restaurant that is world famous. We were both working there because we wanted to work for the best. And when we were looking for network marketing, we were looking for the same thing. We didn't want it to be a supplement. We didn't want it to be just your average thing. When we found activation, it was really it was through a divine process, really, that we were introduced to it, that it found us. Um, we saw it and we are like, that's what we want to do. So we just started sharing it. And after 3 years, my husband quit his job as an executive chef. We continue to have children. So now we have 8 children. And we've been traveling. Now, this is someone's nightmare. This is our dream. So because Janet we have a mutual friend, and she's like, oh, Andrea, I would hate that. But we travel full time. We've been traveling full time. My internet's back good. Okay, so we've been traveling full time for 3.5 years. We've literally been all over the world. Our company has sent us on incentive trips to Croatia, South Africa. We've been to almost all the national parks in the States with our kids, and we've had so many incredible memories. Just this summer, we did all the national parks in Utah, and then all the way up through Idaho and Montana. We went to Washington State. Now we're in Oregon. This is the possibility to really live your life and design your life is possible with this. So reach out to Janet or myself if you're curious about what that looks like. And then Janet, I'm going to turn it back over to you. And if we have any questions, we can go ahead and share those as well.
So this is a great time for you to take yourself off mute and ask questions. I know that I've invited a couple of people, and one of them, you may want to talk about or ask about how our products will help with those who've been diagnosed with cancer or Parkinson's. So this is a great time making a funny face. There you go. Okay. So what questions do you have today? Anybody? Some of you are here. We've talked about this over the phone, and you took the leap of faith, and you've already got your products, and you're taking them, and you're activating alongside of us. So hopefully this presentation created some synergy with what we've already talked about.
Janet, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Janice. Hi,
Okay,
you look
okay.
beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, as you know, I just started yesterday on my products.
Yay!
Okay, so when I saw some of the information to 30 days that you can really start telling the difference. When do you really start telling the difference?
That's a good question. So remember I said there's a little bit of a faith element to this. Like we're not forcing a process in the body. So like if I were to give you a Tylenol bottle, I would say, okay, in 20 minutes, it should get rid of your headache and should start kicking in, right? Scientifically, we know that after 30 days, it reduces oxidative stress by 30%, 40%. And then after 70 days, 70% or 90 days, 70%. I don't know how soon you're going to see your results. It's working from day one. And what
Okay.
Dr. Joe McCord, the scientist behind Protandim, taught us was that give it a month for every decade you've lived. So if you are 60, he's like, it's working from day one, but even give it 6 months. That was his recommendation. Give it 6 months before you can be like, wow, okay, I'm off my medication. I can start to wean off my medication.
Wow.
So you have to give it time and also think about your body wasn't, it took a long time to build up the toxins that you have right now or to get you where you're at right now. So it's going to take time to get you back, but you may start noticing things like better sleep or more energy right away. And that's always fun for Janet to hear. So like if you go back to Janet and you're like, Janet, I'm feeling XYZ, she'll be happy to hear that because we're always like, okay, that's so cool. Sometimes people won't feel anything. And they're like, I don't know. And then they'll have like an instant breakthrough after 4 months or something. Or I have a friend and she was dying and her name is Holly. And in Holly's case, she actually got not worse, she got better. She was getting better. But what happens is the body has to go through it to get out of it. It's almost like giving birth to a child. You gotta birth the baby to not be pregnant anymore. And so she was like, oh my gosh, I want to stop this. The detox is like violent. And so she wasn't my customer. She was my friend Jenny's customer, but Jenny worked with her, held her hand, walked her through it. And after 4 months, she had her breakthrough. And almost a year later, she got her life back. So it's person by person by person, whatever, like your body is going to decide what it needs to do.
Okay.
Hey, Janice, this is Julie, and I've been on it for about 30 days now.
Okay.
And I can tell you some of the results that I have felt. I have I have a diagnosis with fibromyalgia and arthritis, and my body is full of inflammation, kind of actually limiting my life, to be honest with you. And I have been on a medication called Lyrica. You may have heard about it on TV,
Yes.
but I've been on that for 15 years. And as a nurse, I do not like taking a lot of medications just due to the side effects. And my side effects have been as debilitating as the disease they're trying to treat, right? So I have tried to go off of it 3 times in that about 15 years. And within 2 weeks, I was within horrific pain. So I will tell you, I started mine after the first week of August. I am completely off Lyrica, and I have less pain now than I have in a decade.
Awesome.
I have more energy. Like when I see things over there, like, oh my gosh, I need to pick that up or I need to do that. Before I would sit there and think, okay, I got to muster up the energy and everything to do this. Now when I see it, I just get up, I go do it. And then I go find, oh my gosh, let me go do this. And so I'm feeling just an overall sense of wellness coming upon me. Now, I am definitely not there by any means, but I can tell you for me, it has changed my life just in 1 month so far.
Okay. Great. Thank you. That's amazing.
Julie, you joined the business now, didn't you?
I did.
See, I tell you, I cannot think of a more beautiful work to do. It's literally in your time, and it is like a faith walk, and we're helping people. I cannot tell you of how many people are not, the hospitals don't know how. In fact, we had someone on our team call. She's a nurse, and she said, I went to go be a nurse to help people. And she's like, and that has not been the case, right? She's like, it feels so good to be helping people again. Like actually getting their life back, actually helping them. And the beautiful thing about it too is we have science to show what it's doing. It's not just like a placebo effect.
So I think, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm Jan's family from Michigan. It's cold here. So I felt emotional. And then when Julie said about the Lyrica, that was pretty much it. My goal has always been, cancer killed my mom and my dad within the past 7 to 2 years. And I have, my goal has always been to be on no medication, so nobody can have to, and I lived in fight or flight for, I'll be 51 this month. And
you look incredible.
Oh, thanks. Because I don't use stuff because it's all poison. So I don't put stuff on my face, and we don't have smelly stuff here, but,
I love that.
So I have the last medication I have for the Lord to release me off of is Cymbalta. I've been on it for 30 years. They put me on it when I hit a train in 95. And 2 days after I stopped taking it, I'm violently ill. It's very demonic. It has a stronghold. And so when I heard you say that, you were off of that, for me, that's hope. I don't work anymore because we live on a farm, and I quit working when my mom passed. And so the finances, right? I know with God, anything is possible. I work for him full time and do ministry, but I heard you say, and I do natural stuff. I know all about, because cancer is cells in rebellion. It's all about the cellular level. So I get that. In fact, you see the hot flash coming on right now. This is not a suntan.
Yes.
Woo! So I heard you say the 3 products, right, are the start, and it will take time. But I also heard you say that there is one product that I don't know if you drink it, but you instantly feel something. Because I was on Adderall for 25 years and going from Mary to Martha, right?
Yes.
I miss that methamphetamine boost, right? But I also know that it's demonic. And the Lord took the fight or flight I lived in fear my whole life until 3.5 years ago. Like somebody was going to come in and murder me. He took that. I woke up one day and it was gone. And then I didn't sleep for 6.5 years after my mom died. And I woke up a couple months ago and I said, wow, I'm sleeping now. So he's delivered me from things, but my body is dying inside. Like there's so much body parts that have been taken, hemorrhoid surgeries, daily parasites, like very, very bad. No libido, right? And now I'm getting older and I hit myself and the bruise starts and I'm like, no, that was what happened to my grandma. That shouldn't be happening. 2 auto accidents in 5 years where the vehicles were crushed, but I walked away. This morning woke up with migraine because I'm severely dehydrated. So when I heard the Lyrica, I'm like, Lord, I've been on this for 30 years. So
Ashley, we can have, like, I just saw Janet comment, we can help.
Yeah.
We don't know what that's going to look like 100%, but I think you hit on something really powerful, very, very, very powerful. And I think we're all Christian here too. We live in, it's Christian warfare. There's a lot of the diabolical out there.
Oh yeah.
And pharmakia, that word, it says in scripture, the people will be deceived by pharmakia.
Yeah.
That is what it promises so much, but it kills the body, right? And there is a spiritual aspect to it too, which is so fascinating. Again, doing this for 6 years, I have had people with spiritual breakthroughs on these products. I have had a woman say to me, Andrea, the fog is lifted and I can talk to God again after this. Like, it's not just about depression. It's about that soul connection. It's about, because we have I can go on and on. And
we're on the same thing, because I was just going to say, and you started with the first couple words, because fluoride calcifies the pineal gland.
It's so we lose that God connection. So we lose that intuitive knowing and the following of God, because the Holy Spirit should be in all of us and we should have that direction of where to go. And when we don't have that antenna and it's not working, it's like having our internet cut off and we can't communicate. And so then we turn to the news. Like, what do I need to do? I don't know what to do. Oh, or turn to the doctor. Oh, I take this medication. Okay. We lost that soul connection. There's incredible stories about cancer, by the way. In fact, this was featured in the Truth About Cancer documentary. Always with all of our activators, it's kind of a good, better, best process. Always, always, always. You're going to take that flagship product, the Protandim.
All over. There she is. She's back.
Sorry.
I said it must be good because you froze.
I love it.
So
where did I leave? Go ahead, Janet. Sorry.
I was going to say, let me just say this. There was somebody that was asking, she couldn't get herself off mute. And so she was